Hey guys, how are you today? Excuse me. I thought I would do my review of my new gaming keyboard that you saw me unbox yesterday. Now you might say, why is it only taking you a day to review this product or these products? Because it includes a mouse. Oh, and the steam you see is coming from my steaming cup of coffee. Ooh, lovely. Yeah, so the reason is that basically this is quite a simple product. I think a day is more than long enough. I played about 2 or 3 hours of games last night, and I think I've got a fair idea as to how it will perform. Now, I will start off this review by saying that both the mouse and the keyboard, they're, I would say they're very, very simple, stripped down, but still they have the gaming performance, the features of the performance, for example, of the keys that you would need for gaming. So, for example, the keys feel really nice. Now, obviously for me, I think this is one of the most important features in a keyboard. When I press these keys, I used to have another Microsoft keyboard. I still have it over here. Look, let me grab it quickly. This was my old keyboard. This Microsoft keyboard. The reason I had to get rid of it was because some of the keys were fading, look. And then also the spacebar was kind of broken. But this one was called a Microsoft Recluser. Microsoft Recluser. I believe it was one of those things which was a partnership between Microsoft and Razer. Now, when I press these buttons, neither of these keyboards are mechanical. I press those buttons, and then I press the buttons on this keyboard. Seriously, I think they feel pretty much exactly the same. And if you consider that I paid 36 US, that was the equivalent that I paid for this and the mouse. 36 US is what I paid. I think the keys feel pretty nice for that price, but obviously for me, I'm perfectly happy with that. I think it feels nice. The design of the keyboard itself, it looks okay. I wouldn't say it looks amazingly sleek or cool or anything. It's not gonna wow anyone, but it definitely has a design that makes you think it's a gaming keyboard. So I like the way that the important keys are highlighted. This layout of the keyboard is like a regular kind of keyboard like you would have in an office. It doesn't have any special keys, but with my old keyboard it's got loads of extra keys and knobs. I've had it for like a year and a half, I think, and I've seriously never used any of the keys. I never use macros. So for a guy like me, this keyboard I think will work really well, Yeah, one of the things about the design, first of all, like I said, this is kind of a stripped down gaming keyboard. There's no backlit kind of illumination, as you can see, because my computer is on, it's plugged in. There's no illumination at all. And also this design here, this is basically a sticker that they have stuck onto here of a guy with a sniper rifle. Now personally I think that's really cheesy. I don't really like that. I don't see why they've decided just to put a sticker. If I can find a way of getting this sticker off cleanly, I'm going to do that. Over this side, the branding is actually very simple, and that's fine. I don't know why they decided they need to stick this on as well. I would say if they had gone with a nice logo here, actually on the keyboard rather than a sticker, that's more than enough. I don't see why they had to do that. So yeah, some people might be put off by that. Yeah, so out of the keyboard and the mouse, I would say the keyboard is my favourite item. I'm actually going to use this keyboard. It is going to stay on my desk. I'm more than happy with it. I played, like I said, a few hours of games last night, and for me, this is good. So if you are looking for a basic stripped down keyboard, I think that this is a good option. The price of 36 US I think is pretty good. and I would just see the mouse as a bonus, because to be honest, out of the two items, I was not as impressed with the mouse. I mean, it might be that I'm just used to very high-end mouses, and maybe it's harder for you to get a mouse ergonomically correct. But when I was using it, I just find, I don't know if you can see, but it only just is the length of my fingers. I have quite large hands. I'm like 6'1", but I find ergonomically it actually is really, really annoying. After about 20-30 minutes, my hands, my fingers and my hands started aching. It just really does not fit my hand ergonomically. I feel like they've not spent a lot of money on the design. I think, and this is only my opinion, that they've just looked at other gaming mouses and they've actually just kind of copied, you know, that design. So this is why I feel it's not, you know, for me anyway, it just really is not the mouse for me. If you have smaller hands, you might find it okay, really. Also, out of the two items, the mouse, I think, feels a bit cheaper than the keyboard. I mean, when I'm like touching the materials, I mean, okay, it's not the most high quality material, but it doesn't feel that cheap on the keyboard. But for some reason, when I feel this, I think it's because it's got this kind of shiny plastic. It feels quite shiny here. I don't know, it doesn't feel as good. It feels kind of cheap, and like I say, for me ergonomically it doesn't feel very good. Now, like I said, for the keyboard it's very basic. It doesn't have any kind of like macros or anything, so you don't need any kind of a driver for this one, right? However, for some reason on here they've got a DPI button, which is supposedly to alter the DPI on the fly. Also, they have these two side buttons here. Now, there was not a manual with the package, as you saw from my unboxing video yesterday. I looked on their website, I couldn't find any kind of driver download, and when I've tried using these keys in games, they don't seem to work. So I have no idea, like, if they're going to have these kind of options on a mouse, I feel they should just really make it obvious how it works. You know, even just one small piece of paper that will say, you need to download this, you need to do this, you know, that tells you how they work. So, you know, for the mouse, like I said, on the keyboard it's not important, but for the mouse, I feel that's very disappointing. Now, if I actually had found the mouse okay, a bit better, I might have actually used it, and therefore I would have looked into how you get these buttons working. As it is, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to stick with my old mouse, the Habu, which is way better. Certainly on my hand anyway. And I'm going to give this to my girlfriend. My girlfriend at the moment has a crappy wireless kind of mouse that was very cheap. So I think she will probably find this okay, and it would be quite interesting to see if she also finds it uncomfortable. If she does, then that would basically tell us that it's pretty badly designed. So yeah, so really, for me to sum up, I would say, if you're after a cheap keyboard which is very simple but has some kind of gaming performance, and if you want to spend, you know, not a lot of money, I would say this is a good package. The mouse, I would just see, is a bonus. It's a shame they have it as a package. Maybe if they only sold the keyboard slightly cheaper, then it would be very good. But with this included, for me, I don't really think it's that great. One of the features I do like about the keyboard, I mean, you can have a look at my unboxing video yesterday, and that will explain everything about all the features, because I basically went over on the box all of the features that they are talking about. But one of the things that really stood out is they say it's waterproof. The keyboard is waterproof. So for me, that's a really good feature. And I can't remember on my old keyboard, I don't think they ever said anything about it being waterproof. So I think that's a really good feature. And as you can see, I like to drink things while I'm on my computer. Like coffee and things like that. So, you know, it's kind of a comforting thing when you see that it has that feature. If I was to spill something on there, maybe, hopefully it wouldn't actually affect it that much. One last final point that I really like about this keyboard. The keyboard has a really small footprint. I wouldn't say very small, but for a gaming keyboard, because it doesn't have all those extra things, like you look at the size of this keyboard, my old one, I mean that thing was massive, and it used up a lot of space on my desk. Now most people, they find that okay, they have a very big desk. I live in Hong Kong. My desk really is not very big. I'm basically in this small room here, which I have as a computer room, and my girlfriend has like wardrobes here with loads of clothes in, so I really don't have a lot of room. So for me to have this here, I think it's freed up a bit of real estate on my desk, and I really like that. So that's another thing that I like about this. So hopefully this has given you my overview of this keyboard. I'm not even sure if you'll be able to find this keyboard outside of Asia. I've not looked into the company. The name of the company who make this are Sensonic, Sensonic, and I really have not heard anything from them about them being in Europe or America, but maybe it's just an Asian thing. But you can have a look on their website, and it will tell you where they are available if you are interested. If you have any other questions about this keyboard, of course, just drop me a line, leave a comment, something like that, and I'll try to answer as best as I can. This was not a professional review. I don't really do them. I just thought it would be interesting for me to do a quick review of this, because when I was having a look at this keyboard, I looked on the internet. I couldn't find one thing on the internet about this keyboard. So I thought that at the very least I could give you guys my impression of this, and then it would help anyone who was also kind of looking into it. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.